everybody, today I'm going to be doing my most highly anticipated reads of 2018. Something that rattles me like to a crazy extent is that even though it felt like 2010 was like last year, it's almost 2 more years until 2020. When you're younger, time just goes by so slowly, and then once you hit adulthood, time just speeds up and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm 50. Anyways, let's get out of my head and into this video. So there are so many exciting 2018 reads that I am very pumped about. I had to narrow this list down to like around 10 books just so it wouldn't go on and on and on. So that's what this video is going to be, just books that I'm very excited about that are coming out this year and I wanted to share with you so they're on your radar as well. Okay, so I first have to talk about my own book, Zenith, the Andromeda Saga, which is coming out on January 16th. It is just so soon, and I cannot believe that you guys are going to be reading my book for the very first time in just a few days. So if you want to go purchase Zenith, I'll be linking it down below so you guys can read my first novel ever, and I hope you guys love it. It's like a mix of Guardians of the Galaxy meets the Amazonians of Wonder Woman and Firefly with a fantastical spark. I hope you guys love it. The next book is by another awesome science fiction co-authoring pair, which is Unearthed by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I love the other book that they wrote together, These Broken Stars, so I'm so excited to jump into the world of Unearthed. And I want to say thank you so much to Disney Hyperion for sponsoring this video. I am just so excited to be working with them and getting to finally read Unearthed, which has been on my radar for so long ever since I started writing Zenith, and I found out that this book is coming out this month as well because it's just such a great month for science fiction. Unearthed is a science fiction that is a mix of Indiana Jones meets Lara Croft in space. I am just so excited to read this book, guys. I have it finally, and I just cannot wait to dive in. Next, I have The Bells by Danielle Clayton. I love Danielle. She is such a gifted writer, and this book is so highly anticipated for me. First of all, look at this cover. Admire it. It's just so beautiful. The Bells is about a world where beauty is power, and to be more beautiful means to have more power. So Camilla, who's the main character in this book, doesn't want to just stop at being a belle. She wants to be the favorite belle of the queen and live in the royal palace. So it's about her weaving her way through this very opulent world, and now she has to make the impossible decision to risk her life and using the powers of the bells in a not conventional way and to pretty much save the world. I'm just so excited to jump into this book. I've heard great things about it, and I'm so ready. Next is Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco. I love Carrie's writing. Her books have been my favorite books of the year for 2 years in a row, so I'm really excited to jump into Escaping from Houdini because I have a feeling it'll be my favorite as well. At least I hope it will be. Carrie Maniscalco writes historical fiction with a dash of blood, or more than a dash, a stream of blood, with a kick-butt main character and Victorian-era awesomeness. I am completely in love with her books, and I cannot wait to see where Escaping from Houdini will take us. Next is From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon. I love Sandhya's recent novel, When Devil Met Rishi. It was one of my favorite books of last year, and I'm so excited to jump into this novel, which is a contemporary, which I don't read that often, but if it's by Sandhya, I am totally gonna read it. And about this girl named Twinkle, who is an aspiring filmmaker. And when she gets the opportunity of a lifetime to direct her own movie, it spirals her into a whirlwind romance, and I am just so excited to read this book. I always laugh and just fall in love and geek out when I read Sandhya's writing. It's just so phenomenal and wonderful. The next book is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. So I love Maureen Johnson. Her books are so phenomenal. They're funny, they're witty, they're very mysterious and intriguing as well. So when I found out about Truly Devious, I'm like, oh, I need to put this on my radar. And it comes out on the same exact day Zenith comes out. So I'm just really excited about that day altogether. So this book follows the story of Stevie, and she goes to this very prestigious academy in Vermont. And it's for only the best and brightest of students. And it follows her adventures with solving a cold case that has long since been buried but has been woken up by recent events. And it's about Stevie hunting down the murderer and solving the case. The next book is a book that has been on my radar for quite a while, and that is The Exact Opposite of Okay by Laura Stevens. So this book follows the story of Izzy, and her whole entire sex life is put on display when some not so appropriate photos emerge of her and a politician's son. So if that little sentence doesn't grip you right away, I don't know what will, because this book's pretty much about Izzy trying to get her life back on track after it was severely put off by something that was not in her control. I am so excited about this book. I cannot wait to dive in. I have the arc and I'm ready to read it. The next book is 12 Steps to Normal by Farah Penn. Farah is a good friend of mine and also a phenomenal writer. She writes for BuzzFeed, and now she has her first novel coming out, and I am so ready to devour it. So the main character in this book, Kira, has 12 steps to normal, except that her grandma is gone, learned to forgive her dad, and steal back her ex-boyfriend from her best friend. And somewhere between 1 and 12, she has to come to terms that her parent is an alcoholic. And when that is the case, nothing is normal. The next book is Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. I am so excited for this book. Even though I actually have not read the last book in the Dark Artifices series, I'm just excited no matter what Cassandra Clare puts out, even though I am not caught up to date, because it's Cassandra Clare, guys, and I'm trash for her books. Next, we have Nothing Left to Burn by Heather Ezel. So this book takes place over 24 hours. The main character, Audrey, wrestles with the fact that her family home may be engulfed by a wildfire. So it is a series of flashbacks to a more romantic time with her boyfriend, who is a troubled volunteer firefighter, and other events that happened that summer, while in the midst of a wildfire. I am so intrigued by this novel. I'm very excited by it. I always love reading books that take place within a short amount of time because I find that's a really difficult thing to master, and I think that Heather may have done it. I'm very excited. Next, we have What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I am just so excited that these two have finally come together and wrote a book, because they're just two magnificent people separately, and together I think the world will explode with awesomeness. So this book follows the story of Arthur and Ben, who meet at a post office while Ben is shipping his ex-boyfriend back his stuff. They subsequently endure the frustration of a misconnection right before the universe pushes them back together on a series of failed first dates. That's pretty much all we know so far about this book. I am so incredibly excited about it. I just want to read it right now, but sadly we have to wait a few more months. Oh gosh, more than a few more months. Dang, it's almost a year. I just want it now. And lastly, even though I can mention a ton more books, but I'm gonna cut it off right here, we have Aru Shah and the End of Time by Roshni Chokshi. I love Rosh's writing. It's so beautiful, her prose are phenomenal, and her storyline is just so on top of it. And this is the first book in Rick Riordan's imprint. I am so excited! So this book is pitched as a mix between Sailor Moon meets Indian mythology, and that's all I had to know about it in order to know that I wanted to read it. It's a middle grade novel, which I do not read often, but I know that if Roshni's writing it and Rick Riordan's endorsing it, and it's about freaking mythology, I am down. So excited to read this book. Cannot wait for it to come out because I know that it's gonna be a big one and it's gonna be awesome. So guys, that comes to the end of my highly anticipated reads of 2018. If I missed any major ones, I'll be linking them down below in the description, so you can definitely go check those out as well. And let me know in the comments what are your most highly anticipated reads. I would love to know. And don't forget to get Zenith on the 16th of January. I hope you guys like it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and happy 2018. Bye!